Hi, everyone. It's Dana, the host of Ordinary Magic. I am so excited you are here and listening. We are kicking off September with a bang. We have a full moon lunar eclipse on September 7th. And in the second half of this episode, I am talking all about that from a human design and astrology perspective. But first, I wanted to bring through a message and a theme for all the listeners of the Ordinary Magic podcast, something for you to kind of focus on and receive from my guide. So I'm going to play that message for you first. And then after that message, I will be diving into the human design transits and the astrology for this week leading up to the eclipse so that you can feel the most held and supported and prepared for eclipse time, which eclipse time is a time of change. And this whole year and these whole past few years have been a time of change with little breaths of air here and there. Eclipses affect people differently depending on where it's landing in your chart, but I am teaching you the overall theme of what you can expect from the different transits this week. So let's dive into the channeled message first, and then we'll take it over to the human design and astrology. Life is a balance between giving and receiving. It is important for you to know when you've had your giving switch on for far too long. When you are handling too many things, it's important for you to know when it is time to receive. And there are many different ways to receive. One, you can receive not from another, just by yourself, resting, relaxing, receiving into your body, rest and relaxing. Two, you can receive from other people helping you. You can ask for help. We were not meant to do this life alone. We were not meant to do this life alone. You are meant to co-create with those around you, with your loved ones, your friends, your coworkers, your family. Many of you have forgotten how to receive. Many of you have forgotten how to rest. It is a hard thing to not keep going, to not keep doing, to not keep pushing, especially if you have fallen on hard times, especially if money is tight, especially if you feel fear of, if I stop this wheel, if I stop going, if I stop my Energizer bunny cell, I will not be able to, quote, succeed. I will not be able to earn money. I will not be able to get to the next step. But where are you going? And when is it time to rest? And what if you don't get to the next step because you didn't listen to your body? Can you bring more balance into your life for giving and receiving? Can you receive more? September is going to be a busy time. It is a busy time from the cosmos. They're shining down on you and asking you to rethink, reorganize, reset your routines and plans, and kick it into high gear. There's a change of season. It's very exciting. However, don't forget to rest. Don't forget to allow the change of the season. It is an adjustment to go from the summer months, stepping into the fall, from the warmer to the cooler weather. That is adjustment on your body. It is an adjustment for your lifestyle. And everyone is going through that at once. We have to remember that you are all connected. You are all part of source energy. You are all a fractal of the divine, which means you can feel each other's energy. You are a collective. It is like dominoes. One person takes action, the next person takes action, the next person. Hence why social media reflects certain trends when you get into, say, pumpkin spice lattes. It's important for you to not get caught up into the swarm of what everyone else is doing this September. It's important for you to set those boundaries, to know the emotions that come up that are actually boundary markers for you. Anger, frustration, feeling tired, feeling depleted. What are those emotions telling you? Are they telling you you need rest? Are they telling you you need to ask for help? Are they telling you you need to do something fun and creative and a pocket of your free time to rev your engine again? Are they telling you need to bring more play and less seriousness into your life? The theme of September this month is balancing your production, you're producing, you're going, you're doing, you're working, you're creating, and you're relaxing, you're nourishing, you're being. We want to highlight the being, taking even just a minute of your time to feel yourself in your body. Feel your feet on the ground or in your shoes. Feel the energy center of your heart. Feel the energy centers of your gut. Bring awareness to the top of your head. Taking those small moments in your day. It doesn't have to be much. 3 to 5 minutes to take a stillness break. If meditation doesn't scare you, doing that is going to be so important for you to foster a practice of being. And in the being, your doing becomes more efficient. It becomes more clear. It becomes less scattered. As we make our way into this new paradigm shift, everyone is realizing that they cannot spread themselves thin anymore, that their health, their well-being comes first, and then their families, and then their creations and offerings to the world. And they're all connected. But in order for you to step into the highest alignment of yourself, your authentic expression of your soul, it's important that you stay in your lane, in your expression, in your gifts, in what you want to create. And that will remain clearer the more you are in silence and being, the more you rest, the more you take action out of a grounded, centered place, the more you take action from your inner authority and not your mind's anxiety, the more you take action from that place, the more in your lane you will be. And the more that you're in your lane, the more that you are sharing your authentic expression, the healthier and more vibrant and vital you'll be. It's a win-win experience for yourself, your family, your friends, your community, and the world. There are moments for everyone where we let the noises of the world swallow us up and take us for a walk. It's up to you to bring yourself back to stillness, to go for a walk in nature, to put your hands on your heart and feel yourself. Feel your soul, your energy body having this very human experience, acknowledging all the emotions that are running through you, whether they are actually yours or not, emptying out from energies of the world that are of a lower vibration or just simply not suiting you. It's up to you to have that energetic hygiene, to be still, to feel, and from the being, the doing, the creating just naturally arises. Hey friends, welcome back. I'm so glad you're here for this week's energy update as we step into September. How can it be September already? I feel like summer was just starting. There are a lot of energies at play right now, and this week ends with a powerful full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces on Sunday, which is also my daughter's birthday. And I just feel like this is going to be one hell of a fun week. So I hope you are feeling that way too. We're in a time right now energetically of acceleration, and clarity is coming for us. And the themes coming through this week are about intuition, breakthroughs, and change. So let's break down what this means for you. From now until Sunday, we have the channel of the brainwave lit up in the sky. That is gate 20 in the throat center going to gate 57 in the spleen center. And this energy is about spontaneous intuition. It's about gate 20 really being in the present moment, no matter what you're doing at any time of the day. And then gate 57, receiving that intuitive hit from your spleen. How that comes may be in just like a ping, a quick flash of knowing, a sudden message, or a sign like an angel number, something like that, something that kind of hits you when you see something and you have an intuitive knowing. That is the 20 to 57 energy at work. This energy is available for all of us this week. So, how do you take advantage of that? Be present in every moment and know that the reason gate 20 is lit up is because Uranus, the planet of sometimes surprise and shock and changing things up, is in that gate of being present. So, the more present you can be, the more you can allow this eclipse energy on Sunday, which is changing something in your life, whether it's for the good or the bad or however you perceive it. Change is coming. So as we lead up to Sunday, we have this ability to really, really listen to those quiet little nudges, those intuitive hits, the message from your guides that comes only once, the conversation you have on a phone with a friend, and for whatever reason, that topic of the convo makes you like have an aha moment. That is 2057 at play. That is the channel of the brainwave, and it could be the very breadcrumb that shifts your path. Okay, so let's talk about the full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces. It is happening on September 7th, about midday in the northern hemisphere, and it's at 15 degrees of Pisces. And the sun is opposite of that in Virgo. Also, interestingly, we have Mercury in Virgo. So there's a strong mind, body, spirit balancing act happening here. And depending on where that falls in your house, there may be a different theme on what kind of change is coming to your life during this eclipse season. But an eclipse is like a cosmic reset button. And with Uranus, the planet of breakthrough, stationed in gate 20, the gate of the now, expect new doorways or even just perspectives to open. Whether you're having a healing on the inside and all this change is happening on the inside, or whether you're quite literally making huge changes on the outside, like a job change or a move, something like that. So with an eclipse, the Earth is literally casting a shadow across the moon, dimming the light, and it's symbolically asking us, where am I ready to see differently? What story of my life am I ready to change or tell differently? What next step am I ready to get to, or what old habit am I ready to break? What am I just feeling so sick of? I've been thinking about that a lot lately. Like, there's a few habits that have gone on for me for far too long, and I can tell I'm getting to that point where I'm about to change them slightly or break altogether and completely change those habits. But I know I'm getting to the point of like, yeah, I'm just sick of showing up this way. I'm sick of my story being that Dana always does this or Dana always does that. I'm going to change that story, and I'm going to help you guys do the same. So to recap what I just said, allow the eclipse season to happen for you. There's nothing you need to do except be very present. Use that gate of the now energy to allow intuitive hits to come up, to allow healings to come up, to allow ahas, perspectives, or even events to happen, and be present with it all so that you can kind of flow with the magic this week. So a couple themes coming up in the sky with this full moon in Pisces. It's all about creativity and possibility. Pisces calls us back to imagination and compassion and pure creative potential. And there's support from Jupiter in this. Jupiter in Cancer right now loves being there. It's harmonizing beautifully with the eclipse, encouraging all of us to grow through nurturing ourselves and our family and our emotional truth. There's another channel this week that's being lit up, and that is from September 3rd to September 10th. We've got the 6447 from the head to the ajna, the channel of abstraction. This channel is called a design of mental activity mixed with clarity. So you may feel like your mind is running a little extra busy this week and processing, remembering, even pulling fragments from your dreams or past experiences. And it's almost like your mind is this kaleidoscope of mental images that you kind of want to sort through. So for all of you people out there who have an undefined head center, between the 3rd and the 10th, you have a defined head center, okay? So try that on. Feel what that archetype feels like to have your mind think about the past and really create stories and images from memories and dream states, and then to make sense of things and conceptualize it in your mind from there. Where is it taking you? Also knowing that this mental energy. So to summarize, this channel is about trying to make sense of your life. You may find yourself asking this week, am I really on the path that makes sense for me? Where am I in my journey? Is it time for an adjustment? Am I really expressing myself authentically, or am I doing the 5-step plan that somebody else gave me? And when you do arrive at your truth, it can create dramatic change because the realization of that truth is the start, and it's so profound. The gift of this channel is that it lands on breakthrough realizations. And these breakthrough realizations are not just for you, but to share with the collective. And here's the thing, it never happens on demand. You can't be like, all right, 6447, let's do this. Your mind will actually play with 1,000 different possibilities. And then clarity shows up in these mysterious, unplanned moments. That's why grounding is essential right now. Practices like walking in nature, breath work, or journaling will really help you hold space for the mental activity without attaching to it. So you have to be kind of careful with this channel. It's okay to have the looping. It's okay to contemplate. It's okay to let those images kind of go through your brain as you're kind of searching and making sense of everything. Don't let your mind get the best of you, though. Don't let it go too far. If you're finding that your mind is creating too much chatter or you're getting anxiety, pause, go do something physically with your body so that you're giving your body something to do, and pay attention to what you're physically doing. Bring yourself back into that present moment. This channel is not here to solve your personal problems. It is about perspective and collective insight. So if you catch yourself overthinking or looping, remind yourself that clarity comes in spurts and in its own timing. I know, that's annoying, but be patient with the process. And honestly, isn't it perfect that this energy is active during the Pisces lunar eclipse? Because Pisces is like the dreamer, the intuitive, the creative. And this channel of abstraction takes those dreamlike fragments and eventually distills them down into wisdom. The eclipse then becomes a cosmic reset, asking, am I living the life I came here for? Or one based on everyone else's rules and systems? So when you put these two energies together, the eclipse and that channel, this is an amazing opportunity for breakthroughs in your personal story and in how you see the world. So I have some prompts for you guys to kind of take away from this episode and carry with you this week. What's really important with the channel of the brainwave being lit up. Jot down any random intuitive hits, images, or memories that are surfacing for you. Those little quiet nudges. If your mind is trying to make sense of it and talk it down, that's an intuitive hit. Get out your notes app, get out a journal, write it down, because it might not make sense right now, but it could be part of a larger insight. And ask yourself, what story about my life am I still telling that no longer feels resonant to me? I think the hardest lesson all of us have been learning for the past 10 years has been how to go from a victim consciousness to taking ownership of your life. And you may have very well been a victim of something very traumatic, but if you're still holding on to that story, your body is still holding on to the emotion of that story. And that's ultimately not creating well-being and holistic health for you. So this week is really urging us, it's eclipsing us. It's going to make this process go a little bit faster if you're present with it. What ways have I still been telling a story about my life that it has either kept me in more of a victim state or is not allowing more abundance to flow, whether that is in your creative endeavors, your career, money, relationship. We all get caught up in the conditioning field, whether it's our own or the collectives, about certain stories. I mean, I'm just thinking, my childhood, money doesn't grow on trees. I never wanted to ask for money. Money is a huge story that I think a lot of us deal with that we need to kind of rewrite the story around. This eclipse is helping you do that, and so is all the other energies. And one more prompt. What perspective is trying to emerge if I let myself pause and listen? What perspective is trying to emerge if I let myself pause and listen? How terrifying is it sometimes to really pause, really come into stillness?
not fill up your schedule with doing. Because when you pause, that's when the truth comes forward of what you need. That's when the intuitive hits come. That's when your body talks to you. That's when your inner authority talks to you. You just need to receive it for now. Then the next step is listening, and I can help you guys with that. Okay, so I'm going to give you just some really quick tips to remember this week for each energy type. Manifesting generators and generators respond to these intuitive hits, not mental pressure. So you're responding to your sacral and that quiet knowing. So when you get the quiet intuitive hit, see if your sacral is excited about it. And then jot it down if you're not ready to follow it yet. But it's really exciting. Don't let your mind jump in and make the decisions. Allow yourself to really feel into your gut, your sacral. What are you excited about? What are you feeling a yes towards? And the intuitive hits that are coming. Because if you're like me, I don't normally have my spleen lit up. So I'm really excited to harness this intuitive knowing in the moment energy this week. Projectors, notice which insights you're recognized for sharing. So if you feel like you're receiving insights that are valuable to the collective, to the rest of us, as you are the guides and the mentors for the rest of us, share those insights. If you feel a yes to sharing them, please do it so you can recognize yourself so that we can recognize you. And then see what you are getting invited in from sharing those intuitive insights. Manifestors, clarity may guide your next initiation. So for you, you're used to this. You always work in surges. Sometimes it's rest time. Sometimes you get a really creative surge and you go 200 miles per hour with it. Allow that spleen nudge, that intuitive knowing, the hits this week to really bring you clarity in what you're meant to create and bring into form in this lifetime. And then reflectors, watch how the eclipse and this 6447 that had to the Ajna energy reflects shifts in your environment. So what parts of your environment, whether that's at home or at work or any other place that you frequent, are you actually not feeling great in? That is a great sign for, okay, this environment is not working for me. How can I make it better? Is it the actual place or is it how things are organized here? And then why I say really using the channel of abstraction energy is because for reflectors, it's over time that you really get to know yourself, that you really reflect the energies of other people, places, and environments back to us all. And in that, whatever stays consistent for you over time is you at your core. So just really allowing your past memories of how things going, how you've written your story, to allow for you to maybe rewrite your story in a different way. Yeah. I walk into a room and I am able to really feel the energy of the room. I am able to be wise about whether someone is in their authenticity or not. And instead of the story always being that I'm an empath and I soak up too much and I just can't handle any stimulus, maybe it's I have deep, amazing boundaries around what places I go to, what environments I work in, who my friends are, because it is important for my energy. And the universe leads the way for me on that because it knows that who I come into contact is important for their energy and their evolution as well. So there you have it, you guys. Happy eclipse season. This week is such a beautiful invitation to step into sincerity, presence, and creativity. And remember, eclipses are powerful times for change, and the energy you meet with them matters. So be present. There's nothing you need to do. You don't need to do a big song and dance around it. Just be present, trust your intuition, and allow the breakthroughs to arrive. I'd love to hear what your intuitive hits or changes are showing up for you this week. So please leave me a comment if you are on YouTube or send me a message if you are listening on the podcast. And if you would like help understanding your story according to your human design chart, please head over to my website, danafay.com, and book your human design reading. Or if you've booked a session with me before and you're ready to dive deeper or have questions about where you are at and you would really like support during this eclipse season, please book a human design coaching session so we can really tie it to your life and what you're going through right now and also the transits that are happening. All right, guys, until next week, enjoy the full moon lunar eclipse. So I find the energy report from the transits really double down on the message that we received for this podcast for September, which is really having a balance of giving and receiving. Even though for this episode, I only talked about the first week of September leading up to the lunar eclipse, we have another solar eclipse at the end of September. And so this is a huge month of change. And I have no doubt that is why that is the message we received, is to really find stillness, really be, really have a balance between doing and being. And I start to giggle when I talk about this because my intention when I bring a message through is for myself and the listeners of Ordinary Magic Podcast. And it's just always is so resonant for me because the deeper I dive into what it means to really be this archetype of a manifesting generator in human design, is that we are so energized that we want to do a lot of things, we do a lot of things, and then we are part of this whole conditioning field. And you can think about this no matter what energy type you are. You are a part of the collective conditioning field. So not only how you've been conditioned in your life, but how we have been conditioned by the collective, by our society, just like kind of these status quo rules and regulations that we didn't necessarily agree to, but we're just kind of born into. And I think we are very much conditioned to do, produce, and almost run away from our emotions and our feelings and the truth of what our body and our inner authority is trying to tell us. And I say inner authority because that's where our inner authority comes from. No matter which one you have, it comes from our body. It's trying to talk to us, but it can't talk to us if we're running 1,000,000 miles per minute up in our heads all the time and not actually listening to the wisdom of our authority, not getting still enough to hear our higher selves speak to us. And I'm not even talking about needing to get still enough if you're not feeling ready to try to communicate to your guides, your ancestors, or things like that. It's just communicating to the highest version of yourself, which is your soul. Because human design says that we are actually a human body living in our field of energy, our soul, our aura. Like, it's not, we think we've got this soul inside us, but it's really, we have this whole field of energy around us. And we come into physical form in the body, but there's so much more than what we can just see with the eyes. You know, there's our subtle energy body. There's different energy centers that are not even located in our physical body. We are tapping into this field of consciousness at all times. The difference between, let's say, 2010 and any time after 2025 is that for those of you that are on this path of self-realization, you're going to start literally understanding what it feels like to work with the field of energy. And how human design can really help you harness that is understanding your story according to your human design chart, like what it's telling you. And there's all expressions. There's the low expressions of how you can shine out being a projector, and there's the high. Same thing with your gates and your authority and your profile. And so we've got that. We've got your human design story, and we have the story you've been telling, that your family tells about you, that you've accepted. So it's starting to rewire that story for the story that you really, truly want to step into, that your soul is so desperately dying to shine out. Your most authentic self. And that can feel so elusive sometimes and so confusing. And I can just get myself blue in the face trying to overanalyze it with my defined head. Instead of dropping into the body, put down the extra stuff that we don't need to be doing and being still, getting quiet, going for a walk in nature, being, receiving, asking for help, delegating, so that you can sit in your center, in the seat of your soul, and really feel your entire energetic body.